the educational system itself is not doing more harm. It is the management of the education system. I think suggestions that I will make as an academic and as someone who advocates for learning-centered leadership in our schools is that our concern primarily should be addressing those fundamental challenges that we have in our schools, which prevent teachers from facilitating learning in the school, in the classroom, which prevents learners from progressing in their learning towards examination. In situations where a student comes in November and stays in the house all this while to about January, February before he or she comes to school, and gets to home, if he or she is not privileged or blessed to have a supportive parent who will do extra, create room for extra tuition for that student to cope with the preparation demands towards examination. If that is not there, then definitely you will find that the student must pass, and so he or she will find ways of passing. The teachers must get their recognition, and so he or she will find ways of helping the student to pass the exam. So one of the things fundamental that we need to do is to find ways, stakeholders come together, let's find ways of supporting the schools to get the fundamental needs that they need to support teachers. And this is where I still have an issue with the restriction that is given to parent teachers to come together to think about the learning welfare of students in the school. The idea of abolishing parent-teacher association and replacing with parent association upfront draws a line between parents and the school and teachers. If you are not integrated, it is difficult for you to come to the school to talk about welfare issues, talk about learning issues. You can only do that after processes. But if we have parent-teacher association already, we are integrated. We are seen as partners. We are seen as friends. So one of the issues I raise is rethinking the parent-teacher association model, which existed long before this government came in. Yes, I agree, there were challenges with that. But dissolving or preventing PTAs to operate is not the solution to this issue. The fact that you ate fufu and had stomach challenges doesn't mean that you should stop eating fufu. You must find out what is causing the stomach fufu and then deal with it so that you can continue eating the fufu. So this is one of the things. And then the second thing that I want to talk about is we must ensure that we have sufficient invigilators. We must ensure that we have external invigilators visiting all schools. All schools. The 2023 one, officials didn't have access to all these centers. Perhaps because of human resource limitation, they didn't have that. If we had all this, the tendency of cheating would have reduced. So let's look at that. And then thirdly, when there is any evidence of paper leakage, that paper should be cancelled. It should be cancelled so that no students who have suffered, who have spent time to study quality on it, will not be disadvantaged by those who have access to those papers. Be cancelled. So these are the professional suggestions I will make towards this. And when anybody gets the evidence, like Eddie Watch did, and informs policymakers, they must embrace that and put in strategies, partner people to put in strategies to address the issue, rather than blaming them as naysayers.
So, Prof, in what ways do you criticize the government's handling of examination malpractices issues and its potential impact on education quality?
Yeah, that is what I earlier said, that if you politicize examination malpractices for the purpose of getting votes from students, you are doing great harm to the nation. To the nation, because you end up getting people who will come out with very good marks, but progressing even to the tertiary institution, they find it difficult to cope with studies. Now, if they are able to go through the system, then that orientation of finding ways of getting good marks at all times comes in. So the person comes out, first class student, gets to the factory, gets to the hospital, gets to the banking or whoever service he or she would want to, and they cannot perform. And if that person cannot perform, then you have people, first class students, who are coming out as medical students, successful ones, they have come out placed in the hospital, who cannot manage patients, and therefore death rate will increase. You have people who have gone through the system, have done engineering, they have done that and gone to the factory, and they cannot perform well, and so products do not meet the needs of what the standards that the nation will require. We have teachers who have gone through the system in particular subject areas, they have gotten first classes, and then you send them to the classroom, and then handling such subject becomes challenging, especially when it comes to the point of applying those challenges. So if we politicize examination malpractices, the end result will be on the student himself. The confidence level will not be as someone, if you cheat to get very good grade and other one studies very well to get good grade, the two of you, the confidence levels will differ. The person who suffered, the person who really sweated in getting that, will become more confident than you. Yeah. That's one. And the second one is, if you do not get this when you get to the market suffers.
So, Prof, generally, our educational system, do you think is doing more harm than good?
The educational system itself is not doing more harm. It is the management of the education system, because it does appear, and I say this, and when I take the senior high school, right from its introduction level, and I have been very outspoken on this issue, that we need to plan. You see, the lack of planning, that upon which the CSHS was actually built, that has been the cause of the challenges we are having today.
And so the flag bearer of NPP, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has said he will make national service non-mandatory. What's your take?
You see, when I heard that pronouncement, I laughed. But quickly, my mind went to, you see, when we were in school, there was this expression, I don't know if you heard it, copycat. Quickly, you get the idea of someone, and quickly take that idea, and because you do not have the principles underlying the idea, you present it anyhow. And I saw this as copycat. Why do I say it is copycat? You see, the national service itself had a purpose. One of the purposes of the national service is to generate in the individual, those who have gone through the system, the idea of patriotism, giving back to the society, engaging them in the society so they will have a feel of society. There are people who have been in the urban area, gone through, take this, that, people who have gone through all this, everything, urban. National service provides an opportunity of such people to experience real context of living. So that at the end of the day, if he or she gets into job and is posted to any part of the country as a, let's say, a medical officer, to go and serve the people, the taxpayer, he wouldn't say that, he or she wouldn't say that he can't cope. So that's one. And so the idea of generating the sense of patriotism in people is fundamental to the national service. The national service also had a leveraging opportunity, a cushioning opportunity. Now, the number of people who graduate from schools, if they cannot all get job to do, at least the national service provides some cushioning for the government so that they can go and do some national service with some allowances, okay, so that you can. So this has been the practice. But there were some people, category of people who were exempted from national service, like teachers. When you completed your teacher training college, now College of Education, you are posted to schools to teach, and you weren't paid national service allowance. You were paid salary. But when this government came in, they made national service mandatory for teachers. Okay, this is where my copycat thing is coming in here. His Excellency, the former president, the flag bearer of NDC, has touted and has made it very clear, articulated this on all platforms, that if he gets the mandate of coming back as the president of this nation of ours, he was going to abolish that practice of making teacher trainees, graduates do national service. That he is going to, they will be posted directly to start their job. In other words, it will revert to the post Akufo Addo regime policy practice. Okay, so the president has said that he's going to this mandatory one, he's going to abolish his council for teacher trainees who pass out. Okay, then the Bawumia comes out to say that he won't make it mandatory. It is purely copycat. So and personally, I find Bawumia not to be very honest in his pronouncements. That he plays on the populist, okay, plays on emotions of people just to win votes. And once the vote is won, it is a different thing. What did he say about free SHS? And I was looking at that video. He said all you need is your top box. Okay? It is free for everybody. But in reality, what have he said? So it is a political talk. And I strongly believe that this is a pre-negotiated agenda. For him to come and say anything, distance himself from the negative policies that Nana Akufo-Addo, the has said, so that he can convince, in a way, try to convince Ghanaians to vote for him, which will effect to be voting for an extension of Nana Akufo-Addo's bad policies in education.